Chevy Trucks, Shooting Sports America.
During 10 days in August, more than 5,000 trap shooting enthusiasts from around the country will fire at millions of clay targets along a trap line that stretches out for more than a mile and a half. Hi, I'm Gresham, shooting editor for Sportsman magazine. And on behalf of the National Shooting Sports Foundation, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this edition of Chevy Trucks Shooting Sports America. We're here in Vandalia, Ohio for the 97th Annual Grand American. Compare it as you will, by shooter registration, by overall size, or even by the total number of hot dogs consumed, no shooting tournament in the world even comes close to the Grand. And joining me to cover the action is fellow Sports Field editor Tom Gresham.
It's good to be here. You know, as you look back through the years and realize the competitors at the Grand have included everyone from Annie Oakley to John Philip Sousa, you begin to understand that the Grand isn't just another tournament, but one of America's oldest sporting traditions, and it just keeps getting bigger. This year, shooters will fire at more than 4.5 million targets over the course of the competition.
And we'll be covering one of the most prestigious events at the Grand, the Budweiser Handicap.
In the Budweiser event, more than 4,000 shooters will fire at 100 targets during the day under the trap handicap system, which places the shooter closer or farther back from the trap house based on a shooter's scoring average. The top shooters, those in the AA class, are pegged all the way back at the 27-yard line.
To shoot 100 straight, you've got to be on target every shot. You can't vary at all. You've got to get your timing down right and everything. It's pretty tough.
I think the best thing about the Grand is seeing the people that you've seen year after year, all the new things that are for sale, new guns, new shells, new equipment, just the excitement of being here.
In a game where near-perfect scores are often needed to win, many-time All-American trap shooter Ray Stafford was on the top of his form, breaking 99 out of 100 targets from the 27-yard line to capture high gun honors outright in the Budweiser Handicap.
Ray, on behalf of Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser, I'd like to congratulate you on winning the Budweiser Handicap. Gary, I really appreciate it and like to thank Budweiser for the support they give trap shooting and all the support through the whole year. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome. Thank you.
While Stafford topped the field with his 99, 6 other shooters were tied with scores of 98 and now faced a nighttime shoot-off.
I tell you, one of the things that's really going to be a factor here tonight is some of these guys have shot in shoot-offs before, some have not, but shooting at night is going to be different.
Absolutely. The highest handicapper we've got here is a 24-yard man, and the lowest goes all the way down to 20 yards.
So we have 6 shooters competing in the shoot-off here for second place. What we can probably expect, at least 2 of them will go straight 25, and then we'll shoot off from there.
We've got these 6 shooters shooting on 2 different fields. They've got the 2 highest handicappers who are shooting back around 24 yards, shooting on one field by themselves, and the others who are shooting up farther are shooting on a separate field just from a safety standpoint.
One of these shooters, Wesley Ward, is just a high school senior. He's a junior, only 17 years old.
That's right, and he said that he shot another 98 earlier in the Grand, I believe, and so he's going to be moving back in yardage pretty quickly.
Actually, the truth is, all these fellas up at the 21 to 23-yard line here made it into this shoot-off. They're all going to be moving back. Their handicaps are definitely going to go up.
Not surprisingly, all 6 shooters had a small case of the jitters in the first round, each dropping 2 targets and forcing this Budweiser handicap into a second round shoot-off of 25 targets.
Chevy Trucks Shooting Sports America is brought to you by Winchester, Ruger, and Chevy Trucks.
Attending the Grand American this year was America's newest shooting star. Capping off a remarkable year, this high school student won the gold medal in the women's double trap event at the Atlanta Olympic Games. Kim Rohde.
Well, it's been a great year. I won the gold medal in the Olympics, took a bronze in the World Cup in USA, and it's something that I'll never forget. Standing up there on that podium and watching the flag and everything go up, you just start remembering like shoots and the people, and I mean, it's just amazing. It's really amazing. I started 6.5 years ago, and it's kind of progressed from one thing to the next. And it went from little club shoots to the state to the world, and from one plateau to the next. Before I knew it, I was going to the Olympics, and it's been a blast ever since. I know for sure that I will be going to the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, Australia.
With tied scores, the tension mounted as all 6 of these shooters went to the line again for the second shoot-off round in the Budweiser handicap.
I tell you, it is just great seeing these white targets against that pitch black sky. They really show up super. There's absolutely no doubt when you have a hit or a miss. Of course, these guys really cannot worry about what the other shooters are doing. They have to shoot their own game, break them one at a time, and then just see how it shakes out.
And with 6 shooters like this, it would be unlikely you don't end up with a second round of shoot-offs, because it's almost a foregone conclusion. At least 2 of them will tie.
It's been one of the big changes in trap shooting is they are going to schools, they are getting instruction, and they're really taking their shooting to another level.
It's interesting that several of these shooters have said exactly that they have taken these schools and that they help them tremendously.
Shooting is such a mental game, but hanging around with these top shooters, learning from them, you pick up their mental processes, and that often can make the difference in that 1 or 2 targets that get you into the shoot-off.
All of these shooters can break every target out here. It's just a question of mental discipline, concentration, and being able to put all this string of hits together.
I tell you who impressed me out there was Arlo Pennington. Last year, won the C class in the Ohio State Championship.
Yeah, he's only been shooting trap for 2.5 years, but he said he shot some skeet before that. Thomas Henry is shooting in his first grand. He's been shooting for 4 years. He's a dentist.
I went to a 3-day trap shooting class with one of the top shooters in the country, and he just was ecstatic about how much that had helped him, particularly in the mental side of shooting. Wesley Ward, a 17-year-old junior, got off to a little shaky start. He dropped the target early on in the shootout, but he seemed to settle down. He's shooting very well now. You know, these shooters all shoot anywhere between 5,000 and 30,000 targets a year. Well, that was a miss. Tom Teeter missed that one. And a hard left crosser coming out of there. Tough target for him.
Once again, all 6 shooters ended the round with identical scores of 23, forcing yet another trip to the shoot-off field. While at the Grand, we had a chance to get some trap tips from one of the best, Winchester Ammunition professional trap shooter, Mike Jordan.
Trap shooting is a very demanding sport. Here at the Grand American, the competition is fierce, and even the best shooters will tell you fundamentals are crucial to winning scores. One of the fundamentals is foot position. If you're a right-handed shooter, your left foot basically points out where you're going to break the target. Your right foot is back a little, so where you can easily swing right, left on the targets. Gun mount is also another critical issue. Most beginners will mount the gun and try to look down the barrel, which is incorrect. You bring the gun up to your face and lean your head a little forward for a proper gun mount. That also helps absorb some of the recoil. One of the other fundamentals is position on the trap house where you hold your gun. The clay targets go right and left, and when you're on the left side, you should hold on the left side of the house so that you can easily swing to the left. In the center, you hold for the dead straightaway, and you can go right or left. Then as you move on down to the right side of the field, you hold on the right edge of the trap house for the easy, good look at the right-hand target. Concentration is a very important part of trap shooting. You have to remain focused on the target. There are a lot of distractions out there. You have to put them out of your mind and remain just on the target. If you make a bad shot, you have to put that behind you and get ready for the next shot, or you'll be down 2 targets instead of 1. These targets are not hard to hit, but they're very easy to miss. Trap shooting's a lot of fun, and it's even more fun if you shoot well. To shoot well, rely on your fundamentals, a good concentration, and lots of practice. Shoot a few rounds at your local gun club and get better, and we hope to see you up here at the Grand American someday.
With packed stands behind them, these 6 shooters once again had to regain their concentration and refocus their energy on breaking another round of 25 plate targets. Part endurance, part staying in the zone, each of these shooters realized that the key to winning was in shooting 1 target at a time. As the round wore down, Wesley Ward gained a 1 target advantage over the field. and his final score of 24 gave him a hard-won second-place finish in this Budweiser handicap.
I'm overwhelmed at the moment. Feels pretty good.
What's this going to do to your handicap?
First it's going to move me back about 2 yards, then who knows, maybe go on back to 27.
Another great race in the prestigious Budweiser handicap at the Grand American. Stay with us for the International 5-Stand World Championship from Columbia, Missouri. We're here at the Cedar Creek Rod and Gun Club in Columbia, Missouri for the Sporting Clays of America International 5-Stand Championship. This first-of-its-kind event has attracted top sporting clay shooters from around the world, including competitors from Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Brazil, shooting for both individual and team titles.
And every top shooter here faces a unique challenge in this competition. Unlike in other clay target games where the direction and flight path of the targets are known, in International 5-Stand, single and double targets are thrown in a random pattern from any combination of 6 traps located from behind, to the side, and in front of the shooting stations. Going into the 25-target championship round, only 2 targets separated the top 4 shooters. Scott Robertson, one of America's all-time great sporting clay shooters, was tied with Australian John Younger, each with preliminary scores of 142. The next 2 shooters, former Olympic trap and skeet shooter Dan Carlisle and All-American team member Bobby Fowler, were tied with scores of 140. Any one of these 4 great shooters has the chance to win. Scott Robertson's going to be first up. He gets 2 targets, and he hit one of those. He dropped one of those.
Not a good start. That was not that tough a target either.
No, of course, here they're shooting simultaneous pairs, and that definitely makes it more difficult. Oh, he got both of those. He got that second one just as it got to the ground. That thing was dropping right out from under him. That was a single target he got, so out of 5 targets at that stand, Scott got 4 of them, dropped one. Earlier, we had a chance to pick up some shooting tips from the many-time National Sporting Clays champion, Scott Robertson.
On this particular layout, we have targets coming from behind the fence, 2 traps over to my left, 1 trap straight away from me, and 2 traps over to the right. I choose to hold my gun in the center of the field so I can cut off both the left and the right-hand birds. Then what I try and do is keep my eyes out in a distance, but yet soft focused, so that I pick up the movement and then go to the first move I see. Ho!
All right, Bobby Fowler's in the box next. He's another Texan, a fellow Texan with Scott Robertson.
Whoop.
He dropped that second one.
Bobby had an awfully good round in the regular today. Had 73 out of 75. Oh.
He dropped both those targets.
That is not a good start.
Dan Carlisle.
Whoa.
Dan dropped that second. Dan has the singular achievement of shooting both trap and skeet in the Olympics. One of the top shooters, really a famous shooter in the world of trap and skeet shooting. Got both of those chipped and chipped. I mean, just got a piece of both of those. Whew. International 5-Stand presents challenging targets even to world-class shooters.
There's not any time to think whatsoever. If you have pairs coming from the left, you would take the hardest bird first, and then the second bird would be much easier. If you have a going away bird and an incoming bird, you would always take the going away bird first.
Whoa.
In that particular pair, I had the going away shot, and then I had a left to right crosser. It was really important that I take the going away bird. It's getting away from me, which made the second one much easier for me to deal with.
Whoa.
In that pair, I had both coming from the left, which that's the kind of hope I have in the tournament all week, because I can hit those.
Now we're going to have our first look in this final round of John Younger. John tied for the lead coming into this with a 142, tied with Scott Robertson.
Oh.
He did not get that second one. So John gets 4 out of that first 5 from that station. As expected, the final round turned out to be a very close race. After the first 3 stations, Scott Robertson and John Younger were still tied, having broken 14 of the 15 targets. Only 3 shots back, Dan Carlisle is there, and 5 shots back is Bobby Fowler.
Chevy Trucks, Shooting Sports America.
Okay, John Younger is up first in his fourth station.
John Younger has dropped a target here. I don't know if that's pressure or if that's just the difficulty of the target. That leaves the door open for Scott Robertson. You know what he's thinking now? He's thinking, okay, break these two and you got the lead. Breaks them both. Scott Robertson takes the lead on the fourth station.
Only 5 more targets for those two.
Bobby Fowler breaks both of his first ones. Bobby's going to have to really bear down here to an opportunity. Ooh, boy. That second target was slow coming out, and he was looking all over for it, and by the time he got on it, it was on the ground. Dan's only 3 back from the leader, Scott Robertson. Only 2 back from John Younger. At this point, Dan's got to be thinking he might just slide into second place. And he goes straight. Excellent shooting, Dan Carlisle. All right, we're going into the final stand here. This is a really tight race. We have Scott Robertson in the lead, but only 1 back is John Younger. Breaks his single. Basically, John has to go straight here and then hope that Scott Robertson misses one so he can get into a shoot-off with him.
Right, he has 2 doubles to go.
John Younger got both of those. His last pair breaks both of them. He did everything he could do. He went straight, real simple. If Scott breaks 4, he gets into a tie. If he goes straight, he is the winner. Oh my gosh, Scott Robertson dropped the first target. 2 more targets for Scott. He's got to break these to get into a shoot-off with John Younger.
Scott's taking his time getting set, psyched up for these. He knows what he has to do. He's got to get them to stay in this race.
Breaks them both. Okay. Scott Robertson goes 4 here, drops 1. We have a tie.
And we have another 25-bird shoot-off between the 2 of them.
Chevy Trucks, Shooting Sports America is brought to you by Marlin, Federal, and Chevy Trucks.
All the best, Scotty.
When you're ready.
Good luck. Same with you.
Going into this shoot-off, we're exactly where we were going into the final, with Scott Robertson and John Younger tied. Scott starts off, breaks both of those. Breaks his second pair. I tell you what, at this level, any miss can be all it takes to throw you out of it.
Absolutely. Well, you got them all 5. That's a great start.
The Australian, John Younger, calls for his first pair.
Got his first single. Now he has a pair.
Gets both of those. This is really almost a study in contrast. Differences in style, differences in equipment. And he goes straight. We are tied after the first station.
The creator of this unique plate target game, Raymond Foreman, was at the shoot. And earlier, I had the opportunity to talk to him about International 5-Stand.
The game is actually controlled by an electronic controller which decides which targets to throw. You can set it to throw all single targets or double targets, and the doubles can be either thrown together, simultaneous, or that you can build a delay into them.
What type of shooter will do well in this type of international competition?
Any shooter that has an instinctive style of shooting, for example, someone who's good on a dove field or a duck blind.
Australian John Younger with a lot of Australians rooting for him back here in the crowd.
Another pair. So he has 1 single left.
He's shooting very confidently. His rhythm is good. I mean, he's right in the middle of those targets. Younger goes straight. You can almost hear them saying, anything you can do, I can do better. And that's what it's going to take. And he knows that somewhere in here is that really tough pair, that outgoer and incomer. Uh-oh, he missed that Shondell. All right, that's going to drop Scott back one.
Oh.
Scott dropped 2 on that station.
That will be tough to make up.
That's huge. That's really huge. Third station.
Oh.
Got him. He waited that one until it got almost to the ground.
Oh.
Got them both. Got one more single.
No problem. Scott goes straight there.
Oh.
You know, they're actually used to shooting faster targets in Australia than they're seeing here, and he is getting on his targets extremely quickly.
Oh.
Cool. Good shooting. John Younger goes straight. After 3 stations, Scott Robertson is 2 targets back.
The Younger's up first this time on the 4th station.
He leads Scott Robertson by 2. They have 10 targets to go. There's some tough pairs at this station.
He picked up that tough pair.
Oh.
I don't think he got that one. Yep, he dropped that one.
So that puts him only 1 target ahead of Scott now.
There's a glimmer of hope for Scott Robertson here. But only a faint glimmer. Scott has to go straight here. He has to break all his targets. Gets his first one.
Oh.
Scott dropped one there. That was that really tough pair.
Oh.
Got his last pair, but you know that he's got to be sick about missing that one.
It's just very tough competition. John Younger here. And John Younger drops that target. That is very interesting.
Oh.
Gets both of those. Excellent pair. John Younger is putting on an exhibition here. He is really conducting a shooting clinic. John Younger to win the International 5-Stand Championship. And he does it in style. John Younger breaks both of those. He is the winner of the International Championship. For Australian champion John Younger, it was a chance to enjoy his first victory in the United States.
Well, the pressure changes a bit. You just got to do your thing, you know, and get on with it and shoot them one at a time. The last bird caught me by surprise, but I knew I had a couple up my sleeve, and I sort of, it was gone, you know.
So congratulations to Australian John Younger for a truly hard-fought victory in this first ever U.S. International 5-Stand Championship.
We hope you enjoyed the show and that you'll join us on the next edition of Chevy Trucks Shooting Sports America.